Welcome to the APC Soundbite, with pocket-sized wisdom that you can take away to make every day in business just a little better.
Good morning and hello to my lovely Celebrant family. I've come to have a coffee with a funeral bearer and pick his brains about working closely with celebrants and his experiences, and making us realise that although you probably are not aware, we are constantly our own advert, even to those that we think maybe not taking much notice and just getting on with the role that they do. So I'm joined today by Pat, who is a funeral bearer, who has worked alongside me on many occasions to get some thoughts that may be useful for us in our APC community. So Pat, thank you for meeting with me, and thanks for the coffee and the biscuits. The biscuits that I brought along, guys. Nice bribe.
No chocolate though.
He's moaning already, no chocolate. I'll bring chocolate next time. So Pat, just give us a little bit of background about how you got into the job that you're doing now.
Well, first of all, thank you for asking me to do this.
Pleasure.
I'm a retired firefighter. I retired about 5 years ago, and I do have a bit of spare time on my hands. And friends of mine, ex-work colleagues, are funeral bearers and have asked me on numerous occasions, would I like to join them? So recently, I took a leap of faith in them and I joined. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying the role.
Oh, that's great. Well, obviously, as you know, I am a funeral celebrant, and it's my absolute passion to do my best job for the family and become what I call, as I've told you before, a warm hug. Can you tell me about some of the celebrants that you've encountered and give me your thoughts on them?
There's many different types of people that we use. There's the robotic person that's got no empathy whatsoever. We've got people like yourself who've been trained by APC to obviously a very high standard, that show love, empathy, and that you care. So credit to APC for that. But I'll just go back and talk about one of the people that I work with who's very robotic. They come out and received by the family after the service, that you can see straight away the connection that they don't have with the family. So we as a firm wouldn't use them again.
Right.
They've not turned out very nicely. They've not ironed their clothes. They just don't look good.
All the fundamental things that you should do, really.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Ladders in tights, attention to detail.
Yeah.
Dog hairs on your outfits.
Oh dear. That
Yeah,
doesn't sound very good.
Not great. So that person was never used again.
Tell me a little about this room that you all go into. I know that when I first started as a celebrant, I was very, very kindly offered a leap of faith by a funeral director. And after the service, his wife called me, who also worked for the company, and she said, "Oh, you were very good." And I thought, I didn't see you in the congregation.
She's in that little room.
She's in this little room. So tell me all about this little room that you all go to.
So while you're doing your service, we're thrown into a little room. And in there is a monitor. And we sit and listen to your service. So we're in there, and the FD will come back sometime and say, how's it going? What are they like? Especially if you're new to the game.
Oh, right.
So we have to then make sure we've taken an interest and listen to what you're saying.
So he's asking you what sort of job we've done to
he's asking for a bit of
he's going
feedback.
to give you a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So from what you're saying then, Pat, there's always somebody listening or watching in this industry. So as I've touched on before, we really are our own advert. Is that from the moment we arrive?
Very much so. I've seen celebrants arriving for the next service, turning up in a filthy car.
Oh dear.
Not a great first impression.
No.
Now, if you're sat there as part of the family that are waiting for the next service and this car pulls up, and I've seen it, and it's filthy, you're going to think, who's this?
Yeah.
And that person jumps out of the car with their folder, with their name badge on, and you think, oh goodness, this is the celebrant for our service.
Yeah, it's those little touches, isn't it, as well, that, makes you look professional.
Yeah, clean your car.
Yeah, it's not difficult.
It's a first impression.
So, Pat, you are in the heart of this service from start to finish, along with the other bearers, the FD, myself. Is there anything else that you see that we as celebrants could do that little bit extra and add the special touches?
Attention to detail.
Okay.
So if there's a colour theme, if there's a football team, get yourself a couple of little other badges, go out and buy a couple of scarves. If you're a guy, obviously get a couple of different coloured ties. They don't cost a lot. You can get them on Vinted, eBay. When you go abroad, there's markets, you can buy different coloured scarves. Have a few to hand, because as bearers, we have to have that colour running through. You know, we have a ribbon on or a tie, to reflect the service and the colour or the theme that they want.
Of course, and I always do that, as you know.
Yeah, I've seen you do that, yeah.
I don't spend a lot of money. I don't think you need to.
You can buy a little ribbon.
That's exactly what I do. I just go to Boys. It costs about 10p. Pin it on your lapel with a tiny little safety pin, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't go unnoticed by the FD, and it doesn't go unnoticed by the family.
I agree. So, give me your top 3 don'ts as a celebrant that you have seen in your time as a bearer.
Okay, fundamentally the top one has got to be repeated services, to the point our FD will not use that celebrant again.
When you say repeated services, like the same script time and time again?
Same script with just different names, and obviously different places of birth and the year they were born.
Yeah.
But the structure of the service is the same.
It's completely the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arrive on time.
Yeah.
Be well prepared. The special touches, you know, the attention to detail, the colour themes, the football teams, wear a little badge. Those sort of things mean a lot to the families.
And finally, give me your top 3 musts.
Look smart. Make sure your clothes are ironed, your shoes are polished, your car's clean. Take your time. And I know it's easy for me to say that because I'm not stood up there. And I know when you're new to this game, it must be very daunting and you want to rush through it. But just slow down, take your time. There's one guy that we use and he pauses after every sentence, just very briefly, but it makes you think about what he's just said. And what he's just said becomes a lot more poignant.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
Remember, you are your own advert.
Yes. Well, that's all been very useful, and I'm extremely grateful for your time today. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll see you on Monday. I better go and get my car washed now and check my shoes.
And get some chocolate biscuits.
Yeah, thank you, Pat.
Take care.
We hope you enjoyed listening to the APC Soundbite. We'd like to know what you think, so please like and comment below. Keep watching the channel for more pocket-sized wisdom from the APC.